is going on, YouTube? It's Tyler from Mission VR, where it's my mission to bring you guys good quality VR content. And today's video, we are going to be talking about 5 things that I want to see added in the upcoming Meta Quest 3. We did get some Meta Quest 3 leaks, so a couple of these things we do know they're kind of in the works, maybe, but there's definitely some things that I think that us, the VR gamers, want to see in this upcoming headset that is really going to help continue to move VR in a forward direction. I also want to hear what you guys want to see in the Meta Quest 3 next year, almost this coming year, but next year's release for this. I want to hear what you guys got to think. Please do drop that in the comment section below. It makes for some good discussions and, you know, maybe some ideas that I haven't thought about you have, and I definitely want to hear about those. So drop those in the comment section, drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, and we're going to go ahead and talk about the 5 things that I'm hoping and wish to see in the Meta Quest 3. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here is we're going to hit the big 2 first for me, and then we're going to hit 3 that I would like to see as kind of like a bonus item here. And, you know, the first 2 I think are the most important things that they, for me at least, that I would like to see them add to this headset. I think one of them is definitely a little bit more of a pipe dream than the other one, because the other one kind of has some leaks confirming it. But, you know, number 1 for me, the big one that I really want to see how this impacts VR is field of view. I'm at this point now where, and albeit I play on a PC, so I do get some better visuals, but I do play a PC with a Quest 2 connected via link. So I'm at this point now, though, where the field of view, like, I'm pretty satisfied with the visual clarity. It could be better, no doubt about it. It could definitely be better. I think the graphics can get better in these games, but like I said, it's serviceable right now enough that now I'm ready to step further into the virtual world. I'm still locked behind the 110-degree field of view that there is, so I'm certainly looking forward to, you know, hopefully reviewing a Pimax headset and seeing what that expanded field of view can really do and how much further into the game world you can take a step. And I think that that's important for the consumers at this point. Even if it's not, you know, 220 degrees field of view, even if we go up to like 150, I think would be a big improvement. And it would allow you just to feel that extra level of depth in the world and really take that next step in, really, as thinking about it, you're further stepping into the virtual world, because now those black edges are even further out, and now you can see more of the screen, you can see more of the game world, what's going on. So field of view is definitely a big one for me. I'm not so sure they're going to add that to the Quest 3 unless we all raise our hands and say we want more field of view, which is why I'm making this video, so that we, the gamer, can go ahead and put this out there and let them know we want a greater field of view on this headset. Obviously, that comes with more processing power, so that's my next point, is the processing power. Another thing I want to see improved upon in this headset is processing power, so that the games can run at a smoother clarity, and really, that is a big thing. I think that the graphics up close in a lot of Quest 2 games are pretty serviceable. They're nothing like PC VR, and I gotta be honest with you on that, but there are some games, depending on the art style, that they can manage pretty well. And let's look at Red Matter 2 is a good one. Red Matter 2 on the PC is one of the most beautiful games I've ever played in virtual reality. And on the Quest 2, it's got pretty serviceable graphics, to be honest. But it's the distance rendering that is definitely a problem in the Quest 2. And you can see a lot of fuzziness and a lot of screen door effect. And that can definitely be jarring to somebody who's not used to that, if that makes sense. And I think that the increased processing power is certainly going to help this. Now, what's awesome is that we did get some leaks on the Quest 3, and one of those leaks is that this is going to have the XR2 Generation 2 Snapdragon chip, which is going to bolster processing power on this headset tremendously. So whether or not, you know, we see a big return in the games or not, I don't know. That remains to be seen. But I would imagine that with how successful the the Meta Quest 2 was, I would imagine that the Quest 3 is going to be going to outperform that headset big time in all the spec sections. And I would imagine processing power and visual clarity is going to be a big marker for them, as it should be, because it would be for me. And I think that if I was looking to upgrade, or, you know, one of those people that continues to say, when the next big headset comes out, I'll finally get in because it should be, you know, technology, blah, 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 blah. I hear that all the time, right? Well, the Quest 3 is probably going to pull a lot of those people. You know, this is the time that we're going to have a lot of games out. The platform is pretty established at this point, and a next generation headset at an affordable price. I think the Quest 3 is definitely going to sell a lot of VR headsets, and I think it's going to be an important milestone in virtual reality. So my two biggest things that I want to see on this headset are the field of view increased, even if it's just slightly. It doesn't have to be Pimax, but you know, even going up to 130, 140, 150, I think would be a big step forward. And then of course the increased processing power, so that when you're playing standalone, you have better visual clarity, which allows for better quality of games. I think that that will definitely be a big highlight. Obviously, standalone headsets are a huge market in VR, the biggest market. You know, I'm one of the minority playing on PC, but I think that, you know, with the PlayStation VR 2 coming out, you know, it's going to add so many more headsets, and it's important that developers cater to all of the genre right now, because whether it's standalone PC or PSVR, you know, the more players, the better, the more money they're going to make, the more happy we are playing multiplayer games, and we're getting better quality of game. So processing power, field of view are my two big ones. Now, let's talk about the three other ones here, and really more so the wish listy items that, you know, I would like to see on this headset. And we'll start with the first one. We know the PlayStation VR 2 has foveated rendering involved in their headset. Oculus did a video, or well, Meta, Oculus Studios, whatever you want to call it. They did a video not that long ago discussing their technology in foveated rendering and really what their goal is and what they're trying to get accomplished with foveated rendering. So I would assume that maybe I shouldn't assume, you know, they say about people who assume. Anyways, I would assume that the Oculus Quest 3, Meta Quest 3, you know, Facebook, please, with the names. I mean, my God, I don't know why we had to change it. There's no reason to change it. It was perfectly acceptable, but okay. I would assume that they're going to be adding foveated rendering in this headset. Maybe it's a pipe dream. Maybe that's something that's only going to be on the highest of high-end headsets. I know that they're planning on releasing like a Meta Quest 3 Pro at some point. But I don't know. It remains to be seen. Foveated rendering would be awesome. Being able to see, and that would also help increase the processing power, because if it only has to render a certain area of the screen at a super sharp visual rate, and the rest of the screen could be slightly dulled, then hey, that would be a thing. But from what the leaks have shown so far, it doesn't look like this headset's going to have eye tracking, which would effectively make foveated rendering not possible. So that being said, on that, I don't know what to be seen. There's still so much time, you know, obviously we're only leaks. They're just rumors. We have no idea what this headset's actually going to entail. So I don't know, remains to be seen whether we're going to get foveated rendering or not. This is a small one. I think that they could definitely add, and I think it's going to be a game changer, honestly. And I didn't really think about it until I saw the trailer for the PlayStation VR 2, and that is headset tactile feedback. I think this is going to be a crazy awesome feature on the PlayStation VR 2. You know, just the describing of, you know, I play a lot of shooter games, right? And sometimes, you know, bullets fly by you in a shooter game, and you're like, oh, where did that come from? I'm getting shot. If the headset had tactile vibrations on it, where it's indicating that, you know, bullets are flying by my head, or there's wind movement or something, I think it's going to add an extra level of immersion. And I think that Meta would be foolish not to add that onto their headset, as it should be relatively simple for them to do. And I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Hey, of course, maybe everybody hates that on the PlayStation VR 2. None of us have experienced that yet. So that one remains to be seen, but I would imagine it's going to be a pretty cool feature. And right now it's on my Quest 3 wish list. And lastly, the last thing that I would like to see, and this is going to be completely different than what most of you Quest users want, because most of you Quest users are playing your standalone and you're not worried about hooking up to a PC. I'm hooking up to a PC. I know I'm one of those people who I can play without it having to be wireless. I don't have to be wireless to play. I don't mind being connected. I don't have to worry about charging it. You know, the cable really doesn't get in the way for me. I'm just used to it. Again, I'm Generation 1 VR user, so I've just gotten used to the cable. It is nice to play wirelessly, but until it's seamless, I'm not going to sacrifice performance. But for me, sometimes my performance does get sacrificed because I'm running the link cable, which is a USB cable instead of an HDMI cable. So what I'm asking for is for you to make it HDMI compatible so that I can plug an HDMI cable into the headset and run it directly to my PC. So I don't have to worry about any latency, and I can run absolutely max graphics without any problem, full rendering, all of it. So that's a little personal wish list item that I would like to see. And I want to hear what you guys have, your personal wish list that, you know, maybe I didn't mention, and please do drop that in the comments section. Guys, that is going to be it for this video on the Quest 3 wish list. So far, we have the top 5 things. Obviously, I know there's some stuff we left out, visual clarity being one of them. I kind of wrote that into processing power. You know, visual clarity is one of those things where, like, of course we want better visual clarity in a headset. Like, that's definitely going to come, you know, more pixels per degree, more pixels per inch, more pixels per eye, per lens, whatever you want to call it, right? Obviously, we want that. I think that's kind of a given. So I don't really want to call that a wish listy item. Like, that should kind of be a given that they're going to increase the, you know, the visual clarity in the headset. So don't want to talk too much about that. But other than that, I mean, this should be pretty cut and dry, pretty easy for them to do. I definitely want to see advancements here. And I think the big one for me, I think field of view is a huge one that they could really separate themselves from the competition there. So with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for today. Please do drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, do drop it in the comment section what you guys are most excited for the Quest 3, and hey, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.